This is just a hobby, and now it's a job.
Wow.
That was the my business now, and it was just a hobby. That's how it started, and then now we're making money from it. It's great. It's good fun. Yeah.
So I was going to help B2B service companies just because they're a starving crowd.
Absolutely.
And I was like, well, if I just give something exceptional for free for details, and then just do an instant form and call them, and then have a high ticket offer that's like it soaks up the ad spend. So it's like an incredible offer that all these things. Let's say it's $1,000. Yeah. And then even if your ads are $100, it doesn't matter. Yeah,
you're still getting that.
Why aren't they doing it, bro? I haven't had money yet.
You need to optimize it. You have to look.
Oh yeah, so knowing how to do it.
It's your audience as well. It's about who you're targeting and make it.
Ready?
Absolutely.
So we were talking off air, and I think it's worth continuing because the whole social media management model. Yeah. So we can come from different angles.
Yeah.
I personally think if it's not vertical video, it's going to be incredibly hard. Mm-hmm. So what hit me? What's social media? What's the future of social media management?
I agree. I agree with you in a sense of the vertical video is what's working in sense of turning what could be quite a long clip into short clips and that kind of style. But I think also it's about showing what the brand is and who the brand is. That's what I find. And that, video, great, awesome. But I find what can you put in the copy? What can you show in the image as well that is showing off? If you think about for social media management in sense of if you're putting more of a personality, if it's a person, right, that vertical video and things work. But selling a product to an audience that may be of that 40 to 50 plus, it's a different ball game. It's like, video, but do they care for it? Not really. Do they know how to interact with it? Maybe not really. They're swiping through, and for them going onto Facebook even is a big step. So they're happy just to see a still image is what I find when I'm working with companies with that older audience. It's like cool still images, but with that younger audience, video and that kind of style is good. Yeah.
Okay. My pushback's going to be...
Go for it.
And I know this is combative. I'm doing it from a place of love. Like if someone wants social management, go up. So my understanding is because Facebook, apart from LinkedIn, photo and copy will slay. I agree that one will be fucking epic.
Absolutely, yeah.
When you're taking Facebook, Instagram, let's say you start from 0, or even if you have 10,000 followers, you get like 1% of people see your content. Mm-hmm. Now with the TikTokification of that's
a good way. I like it.
Basically the interest change of social media where content's being served up based on interest, not subscribers.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's very little competition for vertical video. Mm-hmm. So how do you navigate? Like you come in with a client, you make the image and the branding incredible, and they're like, "Fuck yeah, this is who we represent." Yeah. If they have a good marketing channel already, then strategy and branding makes sense to me. Mm-hmm. But then you post the photo on Facebook and you get like 5 likes or whatever because only 1% of people see it. Yeah. What do you say?
No, I agree in that sense. As I said before, I think it's definitely based on what audience you're trying to target, right? So Facebook, typically, if you're going to view that kind of content, yes, there is the Facebook Reels alongside Instagram and that, but, Instagram Reels, they're a winner alongside TikTok. But I find, it's different platforms with different audiences, and everybody's like, oh, I'll cross post and I'll put the same stuff onto each platform, but it's like there's different audiences that interact. As we should know, Instagram and TikTok, you've got that younger audience, and now Facebook actually has a growing older audience. So it's about how do you target each of them. And I agree, absolutely. Video across the board is a winner, but it's about where are you putting it, I think is the kickback. Where is it and what audience are you trying to target with it? Because some people, what I find that older audience don't care for video. I don't find it a big push on Facebook, but definitely Instagram and TikTok 100%. But it's kind of like that middle ground of finding it. But, video in a sense of, what can a product do? Or like we did a video recently and it was a start to finish on how a blind is made. Like, cool, whatever, but for us, we're like, cool, we're going to film this whole thing, robot cuts this awesome cutter machine, and Trav's put it into like a 1 minute thing, and we've sent it through to them. They're like, awesome. And we did a bit of trials with the team, and then what we're going to do with it, of course, is now cut it into clips. But it's like the purpose of that video was to show from start to finish. So it's like clipping it and trying to make it work is a little bit different, I find. But yeah, I think we both have valid points. It's just about where is the audience, and would video work for every audience? And I'm not really too sure from what I can see, like the stats and the good old insights.
yeah. Well, I don't have to be right.
No.
Okay. So you don't have to
Neither
agree.
do I. I don't have to be right either. We can both argue.
I'm going to argue against myself now.
Yeah, go for it.
So Gym Launch, I don't know if you know them,
Yep.
Alex Hormozi.
Yep.
People
Yeah,
listening.
absolutely.
Yeah, they were making stupid amount of money. Basically, they're a fancy agency for Gym Launch. They have this whole system, but that's all they were.
Yep.
They're an agency.
Yeah.
And I did their course, and they said photos seem to be performing better in Facebook ads than video.
Yes.
Now, also though, it could be determined by the video and who can actually create a great video. And then I helped the two clients initially was just doing their videos, and then they wanted me to do their ads, and I said I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'll fucking I want to
give
know.
it a go.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, okay. And the photos got a result. My videos didn't get a result.
Yeah.
I didn't do the photos. Someone else did the
Interesting.
photos. And well, actually, a guy that works with me, he did the photos, but someone else did the ad using that photo.
Yeah.
So as I say, I get what you're saying. Like, if you can see an image, you can encapsulate what something is.
Yeah.
It's not too like challenging for someone to consume it.
Yeah.
I just unless your offering is like adding money.
Yeah.
Or increasing engagement.
Yeah.
It's going to be very hard apart from personal LinkedIn.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's the plan, man? What are you going to do?
I'm just going to dissolve the business. No, I just find as we were talking off air, I was talking about what can we bring to the table that's more than just putting a post out, right? Because that's what people look at social media managers as. It's just, this guy's on a post, this guy's put this up. Awesome, cool, he's interacted with me. But it's like, what can we do? What can we bring to the table to enhance our offerings? So it's a lot of it's, that strategy based. What is the purpose for it? Instead of, what I like to say is, I don't want to just post for the sake of posting. I want there to be a purpose behind everything we're doing, whether it's a video or whether it's just a picture. It's making sure that everything has a purpose to that target audience. And I mean, it can be, you can say again, like, what are you going to do? But what I find is working is just being relatable with the business and being their biggest ambassador for the brand and living the brand. That's how I fall into place, is like everybody, all of our clients see me as their in-house marketer in a way, and that's just how I feel. Am I just posting? To some people, even if I've got my own purpose and the client's got their purpose, some people will still think that I'm still just posting for the sake of it. But that's how I kind of find my way differently. A lot of social media guys, strategists and managers, whatever, just come in and go, oh yeah, 3 posts a week, we'll post at the peak times, blah, blah, blah. It's like, coming up with these plans to make sure that their brand is standing out from the competitive market, whether that's, even if they've just started posting, that's a step forward, right? And then it's bringing a purpose. But I think you do make a point of what are you going to do? But it's like, I think I'm in a space where I'm quite comfortable and quite happy, and we're growing from what we're doing. But it's, as you said off the mic, it's like a client drops off, you pull a new one on.
Yeah.
And it's just the case, right? But I've been very, very lucky to not go through that too much, and I don't know why. We do a good job. Yeah, I'm likable.
What else could it be though?
Yeah,
are
absolutely.
you making,
Well, a couple clients we get, they're going to turn their ads off. We're making money. Like, that's cool. We're busy. Like, because we do that as well. We offer
you do the ads.
We do the ad services as well. So this is where it's like, what can we add for the offering more than just posting? We do the ads, and the joys of what we do is it's in-house. My videographer and my photographer is my business partner, right? So he's doing it. He knows the vision that I want for the client, and he understands the client too. I'm not just getting a photographer in that's good at photography, right? He just understands it as much as I understand it. So that's where it's really important, because I just think that whole cohesiveness of our business with our clients is what's different. It's all like, cool, Hartley does it all for us, and we understand that the photo that we're using will be used for content, will be used for ads, will be used for user, because that's the joys of what we do. So as I say, I think it's about what can you offer beyond just managing, and that's where we fall in, I believe.
Yeah, well, the ads, and I'll give you a break soon. So
I forgot to bring my boxing gloves, bro.
Bro, it's combative. From a place of love. Yeah, because, I mean, with the ad piece, it makes sense. If you're making the money, you're good. Because I was thinking, like, shit, okay, so you're posting these photos, you're getting 5 likes. Yeah. It's all aligned, all the colors are the same. And I'm not that kind of thinker. Yeah. So I'm just a salesman. And I can train people.
Absolutely.
That's all I do. So then you do the ads.
Yeah.
So what's a smart pricing model? So I'll tell you one.
Go for it.
Was hire Alex Amosi. I've just obsessed over him lately because he's good at what I'm not. Yeah. Which is like conversion. Yeah. Like lots of people watch it. How do I turn that into something?
Absolutely.
And his agency model was basically pay me once and then only pay me when the leads walk in the door. Mm-hmm. So you charge, let's say, $4,000 up front, and then you nurture the leads, and then the leads walk in the door. Yeah. And then you charge, let's say, $100 each time. Mm-hmm. So then I'll handle your ads for free and I'll do up front. Yeah. The challenge with like a retainer is unless you can ensure you're paying more, making them more than the retainer, it's quite a hard thing, and it's not sexy to sell.
It's hard to sell.
Yeah.
People don't believe you as well. That's one of those pay me once and just pay me when the leads come in. People are okay.
All right. Okay.
That's how I find. That's the way I look at it, and I think the difference is this is New Zealand, and people are very skeptical about everything, right? I find like if we were to try, I mean, that business model works for people here too. It does. But I find having that management cost, which is which probably ends up being the same as, paying a one-off fee across however many months. But I do like a management on top of spend. So their ad spend plus a management cost is what they'd be paying. And it's, there's different tiers of management that you can have. It can be, you put your ads live and we optimize them and manage them, all the way through to we do everything from A to Z in your ads. And it's like, I like that model of like pay per lead, because it's a great, everyone's winning, I find. But it's like, I find also if clients aren't winning with the management, they're not going to pay anyway. That's just the way I look at it. They'll just leave anyway. And I mean, we don't really have that too much. We're quite successful in the ads we run, whatever campaign it is. We're quite lucky in that sense that it's worked for us. But so we pay a management. They'll have their budget, and I'll say, hey, out of this budget, we've got like set management costs. So we obviously, every client is different when it comes to it. So some people, there's different custom prices we do for everyone in reality, but we have our set, I guess we can say, like building blocks of where we are. And that's how we do it. Management plus spend. Yeah. Yeah. And it seems to work because I think it holds myself and the client accountable as well. Everybody's checking in. I like to be checked in on. And not all the time. I just put that out there. But, every once in a while, I'm always in contact with them, keeping them updated every time a campaign's ending. Here's this, here's that. What do you think? What do you want to change? But again, I think it's the relationship of it, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of them are on our social plans already. So it's just something on top that they're doing again. And, if they're on our social plans, they get a cheaper management cost for ads. And that's kind of how it works. But works for us, may not work for everyone, but there's heaps of different models out there.
Yeah, I think that I can imagine that model working well if, one, you're making more money than you cost. Yeah. Or two, you just have a great rapport and understand them, and it's convenient. Or maybe they use systems, and it's quite annoying. I've got to get out of the system again. And I'll just keep using you. Yeah. So who are your best clients? Like, who are you, like not their names, but what's an industry that you...
I've fallen into the window furnishings industry. Oh, yeah? It's very fun. I love it.
Window finish?
It's great fun. I love it. It's, I could say home improvement in a way. We started with this large window finishings company, nationwide in New Zealand, and lots of different licensees across New Zealand. We started with them, and that kind of got handed to us. Just by chance. We knew somebody that used to do it. They weren't doing it anymore. They were stopping what they were doing, and they just gave us this client. And for us back then, we were like, whoa, holy shit, this is crazy, wow. And I mean, it still is. Every day I'm pinching myself to go, I'm here. Like, even I'm sitting here at the moment. Like, it's really weird. 24, I'm just like chilling. I'm happy. It's good fun, right? But and then I've fallen into like, pergolas and shades and this kind of within that industry, and it's really fun. And what it's enabled me to do is fall into that niche, and now I'm out there cold calling. Hey, we work with clients in your industry, and awesome. We know that client because that client is a New Zealand wide brand, so everyone's wow, okay, we'll talk to you, and that's really cool to get my foot in the door. And I make sure that there's not too much competition in the clients that I'm working with. I try to find their own niche that they can promote what they're doing. There's everyone that does a window furnishing. They'll do curtains, they'll do blinds, they'll do this, they'll do. But it's like, what do you do that's different to the company there? Is it an online quoting system? Is it it's what makes you different and what's your unique selling point? And whenever I sign on a client, I'm always like, write me a paragraph of your business and what's unique. Because if you don't know, how am I meant to tell everyone? And that's kind of, it's been an industry I've just fallen into. It's just by chance, and I love it. It's interesting, and that's where I think my feedback on video and things is, because that is a slightly older audience, and so we've kind of fallen into that. It's kind of, you've got your people that are renting don't typically buy the window furnishings themselves. It's the homeowners, and if they're renting out the house, they're typically a little bit older. The 40 plus range is kind of the range that we're sitting in, and that seems to be kind of the window furnishings kind of thing. And it's kind of forgotten about. The builders as well. You get to a point where builders have built the whole house, they've done the carpet, they've looked at how good the handles look in the kitchen, and they get to it and go, oh shit, the blinds, and that's been really fun to kind of get into. It's just like, I never thought I'd say that one day, Window finishings, how much fun, but fuck, it's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Random.
Sorry, can I swear?
Yeah, you can swear.
Okay, I just slipped out.
You can say anything, but all I would say is whatever you say, own it. I can edit it
absolutely.
out.
No, I'm cool. I'm easy. I mean, it's all right.
Cool, you do you, brother.
I won't drop anything too crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you can't imagine what has been said in this podcast.
Oh, absolutely.
Interesting software you probably know all about. Mm-hmm. Have you heard of Go High Level?
No, I actually haven't.
So it's out the gate. So essentially, it was built for agencies, and it turns you into a SaaS company. Yeah. So you can white label everything if you want. Yeah. And it has all the lead nurturing things in it. So it incorporates with Twilio. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they can records the calls.
Wow. Okay.
It can automatically, when you sign up a client, you just get them, you create an account for them, fill it out for them, and they just click login, dung, 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 and a scheduling software in it. Cool. Because I was thinking, because I don't know how to run ads yet, eventually I was going to have that as an offering. Yeah. So it's basically a whole CRM for them and scheduling tools, everything they need, and then have that as part of the system. Mm-hmm. And then because you're very niche, you have what's called a snapshot. Yeah. And you just transfer it straight over, boom, and then you just make customizations based on the individual person.
Oh, that's cool. I
and
like that.
Yeah, I think it starts at 97, but it's 197 US. Yeah, and then you can have unlimited accounts, unlimited clients.
Yeah, I like that. That sounds cool.
Yeah, because I've like, from what I've learned about Facebook ads, it's stupidly easy if you can get okay content.
Yeah, yes and no.
Okay, go on.
Now, I agree, and it is stupidly easy from a front end side. So when you're going into your page and just pushing make an ad, that's easy. That's cool. You can get page likes, you can get everything. But it's when you go into the lead forms and everything in the actual ad manager itself where things can go wrong. And I've been in there, and I've gone through some client stuff, and I don't know what you're doing here. We just spent all this. I'm like, yeah, but you don't even have targeting. You don't have this. You don't have that set up properly. Pixels, all of this stuff that people don't know. Yeah, in a sense of like, but it is very easy to learn. And I mean, I went through when Facebook had these Facebook blueprints they had back in the day. I paid for these courses to do because I was like, sweet, I may as well. I want to do this. Let's learn it. But yeah, no, it is very much like a DIY kind of thing. But if you, it's just like if you want to get it done quicker and possibly better, find someone to do it. That's what I think is. But yeah, from a front end, very easy to push. Go and boost the post even. Great fun, easy as. But the back end where the ads actually sit and you've got your ad campaigns, your ad sets, etc., that's where it gets a bit gnarly. And that's I like that. It's fun and enjoyable. It's like stats. I'm a freak for stats. Not good at maths, but I like numbers, like those kind of numbers.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, boost easy.
Mm-hmm.
Getting an ad that converts, that would be an art.
Yep.
I just, how they, so it's a lot more AI driven than it was before.
Mm-hmm.
So you had those 4 campaign objectives, whatever, traffic, brand, convert, or sales now.
Yeah.
Sales and
now,
lead. So these 4 campaign objectives, I'm doing this for the listeners. I'm
Cool, yeah.
I'm not mansplaining you, bro.
Yeah. I was like, I'll take notes.
Yeah. You ready, bro?
Yeah.
You ready?
Thank you for this, Ryan. Yeah.
Anytime, I'm just here to educate.
Yeah, it's not like I just closed my ad account before coming.
Yeah.
Tell the listeners.
Yeah, I will tell the listeners. So you have this AI is like, yo, you tell it what to do. Probably all you're going to use is sales and leads, probably.
Yep.
Traffic and awareness, probably wasting money depending on what your objectives are, but probably wasting money for a lot of small businesses.
Absolutely.
Not McDonald's. Keep going.
Yeah.
And then the next thing is you got the campaign and it allocates all the budget. Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, I'll send it to the best performing ads. So you just auto that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you do 3 versions of the ad or whatever, or 2 or 4, whatever, with different copy. So it finds the best copy.
Yeah.
And then targeting, you're just like, unless you're selling like a guitar pick.
Yeah.
So there's no point targeting people that don't have guitars.
Yeah. Or fingers.
Yeah, or fingers. Yeah. 5 fingers only, please. Yeah. Then you just go fucking whatever area, broad, and then it works it out. The retargeting would be confusing. The lookalike audience is like, what the fuck?
Yeah. They do get that. That's kind of when you're wanting to really, I guess running the ad itself is easy. But yeah, the ins and outs of as you said, the retargeting and the lookalikes and the custom audiences that you're creating with your mailing list and all that is where it kind of gets a little bit.
Yeah.
That's I guess the initial stages of the ads very much done for you, but it's about how are you going to utilize that. It's the same with anything that's AI, right? Even like ChatGPT and all of that stuff. It's about what you put in is what you get out. It's only so much that the AI can do for you. I mean, yeah, it can give you all the best. It will choose what ad is performing best for you, but they could all be performing shit, and it's just what's doing best out of the shit ones, right?
Yeah.
That's where some people fall apart, and it's kind of like, oh, this is the best ad. I'm like, yeah, but you've got this lead's costing you $100. You're selling your course for 50. Like you've lost on that lead. Don't do it. Like retarget it, figure out what you're going to do, optimize it, and continue on. And that's, I think, it is easy. But I guess it's hard to get it bang on, I guess would be the way to say it.
Yeah, because there's a lot of what if as you say, your ads suck? What if it goes to a website that sucks? How do you build a website? Yeah. What do you give people? What's a good offer?
I hate when clients come to me. They're like, I'll be like, sweet. If it is a traffic ad, for example, through to a landing page, but now use Facebook lead forms. They're better than landing pages now. But, back then, sending them to a page to sign up, blah, blah, blah. I'd be like, yo, sweet, there's been 500 clicks through, and I only know so much about the socials. I know everything about the socials, but not so much about the website. And I can just be looking at it going, I've just sent 500 people here that will have no idea what to do on this website because there's no journey on it. And that's the worst. It's like the ads can perform really well, but then what's next? And that's, I think, where, using my connections and my network and things, I'm able to make this journey for my client to be sorted, from A to Z, everything from their branding all the way through to the final thing on the website, whatever, and everything in between can be sorted. That's where it's fun.
Well, and it's good that you fell into a niche.
Yeah, just fell, bro. I seriously just tripped over a blind, and I was just, sweet.
Tripped over a blind. Well, because you can scale that up. So part of Back to Gym Launch, again, part of why they did well was because they just had the same client. And they understood it really well, so you can scale that very quickly. It's
great, it's such a, I won't say easy, but it is very niche in a way where the targeting is very similar across the board. It's just about what is, as I said before, what is this client doing that's slightly different? Because everybody has, like, bro, you can go down like East Tamaki and look in, and there's like blinds there. Like so many people doing blinds in a way where if it's e-commerce or it's the old school way of going to their house and doing it, whatever. But it's like there's so many order now, get it in 3 days and install yourself, right? Awesome. That's great for that younger audience, great, right? They're not going to have to pay for someone to come in. They can do it themselves. But then they get it and they're like, shit, I can't do it ourselves. So then they come back to the the original way of doing it. But that's what I found is it's very similar across the board, but it's about how are we going to promote what you do. And that's where the difference is. It was the same for gym launch, right? It was like, this is the model, but how are you going to utilize the model? And that's what that's how I look at it as well. It's like, what am I going to do for this client? They are selling the same products, but what am I going to do on a brand sense to give a bit more brand awareness rather than the product itself? I think is, especially in that industry, it's like the brand carries very hard in that industry. Like the name, whatever your name is, you're known for it. Like in the blinds and curtains and all that. It's like, sweet, I know them. It's like, damn, okay, this is like the royal family of blinds, and then you've got the peasants down here of blinds, but they still know the names. It's just ridiculous, crazy. And like, I go on to do competitor research, bro. Now I have to do that on incognito, bro, because I'm going back onto like my Facebook and I'm just targeted by blind ads. I'm like, I don't want blinds, but fair enough, good job. I won't call you. You got it sorted.
Wow.
Yeah,
we'll click it a few times.
Yeah. Oh, but we're not getting any conversions. Oh, hello.
Bro, I apply for so many things and I just put test at test.co.nz.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
And first name test. So they know, but I'm still a cunt. But I want to know what they actually doing.
Yeah, what's the next step there? Yeah.
And going back to gym launch again,
gosh.
The fun, like, so he said his whole funnel is just give something away for free that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ask for their number in exchange for it. Goes to an application form for a call. Call them within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Which increases your conversion by 381% or something if you get to them that quick.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's good that way.
But how they actually engineered the back end was that they asked their 1,000 clients, and what about them is similar to their best 20%.
Yeah.
And only try to target those people and ignored everyone else. So all their messaging from onboarding to that was just them.
Yeah.
So you look on the outside, you're like, oh, just copy this shit ass website, give something away for free. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen it.
It's ugly.
Yeah,
I haven't seen
ClickFunnels bullshit. Yeah, but like it works.
That's the job.
But like hideous, genuinely.
Yeah, but sometimes it's like when you go to like the Chinese restaurant and it's like just pictures on the wall of the food and you're like, this place is dingy, but the best food. Same thing, right?
Could be like
can't be wrong if there's pictures of food on the window. It's going to be bloody good.
That's interesting. Eh?
Might be a derating, but
it might blow out your back end.
But mate, did I enjoy eating it? That's the thing. That's the thing. Absolutely, I enjoyed eating it.
Just on the product. So I'm fascinated with what leads to people taking actions, which happens to be sales.
Yeah.
But I'm more interested in helping people live fulfilling lives. In case you're wondering what this whole thing is about. And
I just walked in the door actually.
Yeah, you just go, hey, who's this guy?
Yeah, I'll sit down.
I've networked with 100 people in the last hour. So
I'm everywhere. This is just me. This is just a normal day.
I might ask you about networking soon because you were declared as the guru.
No, the guru.
By Paul. Shout out. Control Shift or whatever his website is now.
Control Shift, yes.
His service is crazy.
Absolutely.
I just don't, as an industry, it's going to be hard as well.
Yeah, I think across the board for lots of digital and even going down to brick and mortar, everything's going to be hard for a while, and it's just how do we target those and how do we help but also survive ourselves, I think.
Well, why would you buy a website? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, apart from a template that you've already confirmed it's somewhat conversion-y.
Yeah.
But then you get to the custom people that are spending like 16, 20 grand and they can't build it with the builder.
Yeah.
You can help them, but then how do you scale that?
Yeah. I think, it is a hard one, but I think that's quite, the argument could be made on, Facebook, I get it's a free platform, but it's what can you put into it to get out of it? And I think, those professional services, a website's great. That's cool. Show what you do. I get that you could have a single page with a contact info on it now or whatever, but I don't know. I'm very heavy and very passionate about brand. I love just brand in general. And I think, having just something else with your name on it, A1, because if somebody else doesn't have a good website and you have a better website, it's the same with socials. It's the same with its sales team. It's the same with everything. If you're doing better than your competitor, I think you're winning. And that's where, services such as Paul's with custom websites come in real well, because it's like, sweet, we're going to make you stand out with our design and our development that's second to none, and bang, done. Then back it up with good old Leighton and the SEO and just pump everything up. And shout out,
Leighton, he rates him as well. Ladder and Co. Ladder and Co. All he does is take a percentage of the ad spend, so you don't have to take any risk. 30% or something.
I don't know, but he's good.
Just FYI, this turns off at 30 minutes, so I just push the button to make sure it doesn't turn off, and then change the video to me. You've done 31 minutes.
Holy moly! I talk a lot, eh?
You're killing it, man. Well, you might need a breather after this one.
Yeah, you never know. I'm always talking. It's my job.
Yeah, well, you need to. Man.
That's how I sell.
Yeah, it's how you keep. Well, you haven't lost clients too much.
No.
You have.
Oh, you do.
What would you? Do you know your retention, whatever number it is?
Not necessarily, but we've had clients with us for years, so that's how I look at it. We've had clients with us from like day dot when we started, and they've grown with us, which is real fun. We used to celebrate the $20 a week clients, woohoo, and then now we've got a couple grand a month clients, like sweet, and then just building on, and that's what those $20 a week clients have turned into some of those bigger clients, which is really fun and really cool. But I think it's about the relationship as well, and what we have. Walk in, say hello, have a beer, have a coffee, whatever it is, make me feel like I'm part of your business. And that's how I think it's definitely a relationship thing. But I would say there's only been a couple we've lost, and I would say some was, us learning on how to do things.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
I would say I fucked up because I lost so many clients. And this new model, not
I've
the
never
finance.
Fucked up.
Haven't you? Yeah, perfect.
No, of course I fucked up. But
I fired clients. When I couldn't afford to.
I've not fired clients, but I've definitely told them I will. Do my head in. But it's all part of it, right? It's all part of it.
It's all part of it. The more you charge, the less problems you have.
I've found that definitely, and that's what I mean by like we've scaled, and I've had clients that were those smaller clients. I wouldn't say smaller, less spend clients, right? They, they'd call you once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, whatever.
Yeah, bro.
And now I've got these bigger clients that I hear from once a quarter. They're like, sweet, you're doing well. Thank you, mate. Cool. Awesome. Thank you.
It's mad, eh?
But sometimes I'm like, call me more. Tell me I'm doing great more. I need that reassurance. But, I think we've got quite a good retention rate. I'd say, especially in what we're doing. Right? It just started. So,
how old is it?
We started in 2019, but then obviously we had good old COVID. We started late October 2019, and then COVID came about, and we were able to help. Like, we're based in Howick, so I reached out to Howick businesses and said, we'll do our services for free, right? Get our feelers out there. We'll post what you're doing, right? We'll just get the audience knowing that you're doing free delivery, you're doing contactless, whatever it is, that you're open, you're closed. And that kind of got my foot in the door into that networking, and then just from there we've grown. But I'd say really myself moved into an office with Paul last year, I think like April last year. And from then I'd say the business really took off. You could see in like Xero and like our numbers, just the climb, and it's real cool to see. And you can see like the date we moved in and beforehand, and then like Travis moving into the office on like a part-time basis. It's like we can feel the business growing, and I'd say really like the last year and a half has really been operational, and the rest has been like
winging it.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
This is just a hobby, and now it's a job.
Wow.
That was the my business now, and it was just a hobby. That's how it started, and then now we're making money from it. It's great. It's good fun. Yeah.
Why? What do you attest to your growth? Is it just he refers you business because Paul's a legend?
No. Paul sent me some referrals that were nightmares, but
were they?
They're good fun though.
Yeah.
You know, I think Paul just likes to keep me on my toes and just see if I actually call them now.
He's really nice.
Yes.
And he's not a big salesman. He's just an incredible deliverer of the product and relationship building.
Absolutely, and I think that's where I've come in as well with my business, is that relationship. I don't think I like to pride myself in that, and I've probably said relationship so many times in the last 35 minutes. About the relationship, and that's why I think I can attest it to be people know they can rely on me to turn up. I've got clients all across New Zealand. We've got clients all across the wider Auckland area from the office, right? And people will call me, and I don't like to make a habit out of it, but if it's easier for me to get there than explain something over the phone, I'll go there. It's not only saving them time, it's saving me time too. Because I could sit on a Zoom, I could sit on a phone call, and I could explain how to get your permission sorted, or I can go there and show you so you don't have to do it again. That's what I find. People will always comment that, Bradley travelled out to see us when he didn't need to, but it's just that, right? And I think it's, the connection we've made with people. And I would also say a big amount of it would be referrals, but in a sense of proving myself to the people that have given me referrals, and then further networking and that kind of aspect of it has been great for growth and quite fast growth, and then the good old plateau, and then some quite fast growth again, and then and now steady growth, which I much more enjoy than very fast growth, because that's very hard to keep up with.
Yeah, I was going to say, how do you find time? Because you're selling, meeting people, and doing posts.
Yeah.
I mean, you can optimize the posts to some degree. You get one decent ad, you leave it the fuck alone for a while.
Yeah, so the ads themselves are very, as you say, once you've got it, you leave it, right?
Yeah.
I've got ads that are running. Some of them can get a bit of fatigue, but it's like making sure you're just optimizing it. It's maybe changing the audience slightly, changing the range, whatever, just to make sure this creative doesn't get fatigued. Because your creative can get fatigued if it's seen by the same person too many times. And just like, that's when okay, time to change. Like, this person's seen the ad 10 times and they haven't made action. It's not working for them. What are we going to do?
Is that frequency number? Is that the number?
Yeah, it's how many times that one unique, the same individual user is seeing it. So that's like what falls into what now the ad center has, like ad manager, has like the learning phase now and all that, and now they've got the creative fatigue is just coming up a bit more often now. And
how do you know? Like, when you see it, you're like...
It just says.
It says
as well.
creative
It says creative fatigue. But, you used to not get that. The ad used to just drop off. But you could tell as well, because you'd see the reach start to kind of slow down and all of that. But that's where, as I said, the AI helps you. But it's like, what are you going to do about it now?
Yeah.
Creative fatigue. Cool. Okay, now what? Like, what am I going to do? It's time to change the creative, but keep the same audience, because the audience is liking it. They're just seeing it too often. Maybe you got to create another ad set, same audience, different graphic, whatever. I can't even remember what the question was to get here, but
that's all right. Well, we'll keep rolling with it. So what makes a good ad in your opinion? Is there a formula? Is it an irresistible offer? Does it give things for free? There's
lots of different ways, and it depending on what you want, right? These days now, a really good ad just across the board is a lead form. Right, so Facebook, Meta as a whole is wanting you to stay on Facebook, to stay on Instagram, to stay on their platforms, right? So instead of going off to another website, they want you to stay on it. So they've really optimized their lead forms to make it really easy to insert your information. So with that, it's what are you going to offer, as you say, to get their contacts? Is it what I'm doing at the moment, which is performing quite well for me? It's not a lead form ad. I've just put it into community groups and I've just said, hey, we're doing a free 45-minute strategy session with the strategy half price, right? Normally valued at whatever, blah, 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 right? And my calendar on Calendly is like booked out on certain days now. I'm like, sweet. This is my first time ever using that as well.
Oh, for yourself?
I've never used Calendly.
Thank fuck you're an agency using your ads.
Yeah, but
I don't get what?
Yeah. Like using Calendly. I've never been able to, I've just never done that before, and I thought, I want to trial things, because if they're not going to work for me, how can I provide it for a client? And this is my whole thing, is like, give things a go as well, and back it up with an offer, try different audiences, and I don't mind spending our money if in turn it's going to make sure our clients are going to maximize off the ads. We can fail so they can succeed, I guess, is a good way to look at it. But it's working. And I'm like, yeah, man, awesome.
That's
crazy. I can bring that across and actually share that with people. Because I try, even when I'm cold calling, right, and somebody says no, I say, can I grab your email? I'm going to send you through a social media checklist and a social media strategy list. Oh, no, I don't want to buy. I'm like, no. It's normally this, but I'm giving it to you for free. You picked up the phone. You've talked on the phone for 5 minutes. Right, which is a little bit too long for a cold call, depending on who the person is, but I find that's quite long to after the fact. If they haven't said yes yet, that's quite a long time. But, I've got, and I'm sending stuff to people every day now, and I'm just trying to get my brand out there. And that's what I'm doing. It's like value, just provide value everywhere, and that's what makes a good ad, I think, as well, which is, I think, adding as much value as you can to anything is a winner, right?
What do you thought? So just for the people that are listening, just check I interpret this right. Essentially, you're doing an instant form, it's called.
Yeah.
And then you're going straight to no landing page, just Calendly.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it's great. It's working. It's
and
working.
just your face and shit.
Yeah,
and then
and it's just like, I tried it out, and it's working. But it just goes straight. They push, they click on it after the information, and it takes them to Calendly.
And then do you call text?
They book, and then I'll call them.
On the time?
Yeah. Oh no. I call them pretty much within depending where I am at the time, because I don't have a sales team. It's me.
Yeah.
If I'm sitting here and I've got a couple, I'll be, it's Ryan's fault. But overall, it's the fact of like contacting them. I've got a couple people in June booked. Hey, thanks for booking. Like, for one, thank you. And number two, I'll talk to you then. Can you please? I have asked for your resources on Calendly. Can you please just make sure they're there for when we start the call? Easy. And then a week beforehand, I'll call them as well to remind them.
Bro, that still blows my mind. I haven't really met someone that is doing it well, which is retarded.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, like
I'm trying.
Even the fact you're getting leads, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And you're closing some, I assume.
Yeah.
But like, I was going to help B2B service companies just because they're a starving crowd.
Absolutely.
And I was like, well, if I just give something exceptional for free for details and then just do an instant form and call them, like, and then have a high ticket offer that's like it soaks up the ad spend. So it's like an incredible offer, all these things, let's say it's $1,000. Yeah. And then even if your ads are $100, it doesn't matter. Yeah,
you're still, getting that.
Why aren't they doing it, bro? I haven't had money yet.
You need to optimize it. You have to look.
Oh, yeah. So knowing how to do it.
It's your audience as well. It's like, it's about who you're targeting and make it either, if you're trying to target B2Bs, right? Yeah, you want to make that as specific as possible. And that wouldn't be on Facebook. I'd find that's a LinkedIn offer. If you're trying to do the B2Bs, that's where LinkedIn is.
Interesting.
The people, like your marketing executives of larger companies, which are typically, I mean, your B2Bs, you've got your your suppliers and all that kind of stuff where they're supplying the parts, blah, blah, blah. Are they going to be actively looking on Facebook for a product or a service? Possibly in their off time, but the targeting, I wouldn't say, is niche enough. Whereas on LinkedIn, you're able to kind of get that a little bit more. I'm not a big fan of LinkedIn ads, but I think you could just do it organically with what you do. Do the good old Alex Hormozy. This podcast's free, but this is what I'm trying to do. As he does in all of his podcasts, right? Yeah. Same thing. I reckon that it's just about putting it out there. My thing is, I have been able to survive for a long time on word of mouth and just telling people what I do as well and referrals. But the reason why I'm reaching out is because and doing the ads is because I want to grow. I've come to a point where I can scale. Travis is coming into the office. I'm full time into it. It's time to scale it, and that's why I'm doing it. But I think it's just about telling people, picking up the phone as well. Especially for B2B, I think it's about picking up the phone. Finding not the bloody gatekeepers that are holding that phone sacred, getting to the marketing executives, getting to the bro, going onto those websites, finding the contact info, putting it into the New Zealand Business Register, finding that, doing this. Yeah, that's how I do it, to try to get those people that are actually important. And not that there's less important. Well, not that, there are. Everyone's important, but not the people that are yeah, God, there's people on the bottom floor. No, but,
Gatekeepers, I call them.
Yeah, the gatekeepers, absolutely. That's what they are. They love that phone and they're holding it for their dear life. But,
You're not jaded. I get it.
No, I'm here. But, I think it's very much, it's about the research that goes behind it too. Travis and I have been able to nail that in terms of, Travis, you're coming into the business. You're coming in an operational sense. I need you to find all these companies for me. Find as much information about them so I can pick the phone up, do what I do, and sort out a meeting. And so Travis is doing that now. He's searching out these companies, just, window treatments in Auckland, right? The first 5 pages of Google we'll go through. Bang, bang, bang. Open every website. We'll go into Facebook ad library, see if they are running ads already.
Oh, yeah.
Call them. And because the best thing to do is if they've got a competitor, if someone's running their ads, hey, are you running these in-house? Or do you have an agency doing this? Oh, we're doing it in-house. Oh, cool. Is this person a marketer? Oh, yeah, they do it. They dabble in socials. I'm like, okay, awesome. I'm not going to try to sell you my services, like my ongoing services. I'm gonna tell you about our social media strategy, a one-off cost to optimize what you're doing to allow your person to do it. And that's, I guess, having that, again, another offering, right? But I think the B2B would be LinkedIn to loop it back in.
Who? So you still want to keep finding blinds people?
Absolutely.
Okay. What? Damn it. I was going to say...
Well, not blind people. People can see, but people that sell blinds.
Yeah.
That was one.
Blind, that would be a unique difference. If blind makers.
Just I wonder if you can insert Braille into Facebook. This feels like, that's a good deal.
Bro, that'd be exceptional. If they have a business and they're making blinds, how could you not sell that?
This is not the right colour. They're blind. Fair enough.
I'm sure red feels different.
This is a bit velvety. This must be purple. God,
I was going to say to you, because I don't know if it'll work for you, because just for backstory, so I did commissioner sales and management because I was scared of people.
Yeah.
So now I've talked about 100,000. Yeah. And we're trained to do like cold calling, face-to-face, door knocking.
Yep.
And the best thing I've seen to get an appointment is this.
Yeah.
The thing is, blinds people, because I called for construction work, so someone wanted to meet construction workers and engineers.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily see the benefit of coming on a podcast, so the challenges with with people that sell blinds.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if it's necessarily, especially the people that run these companies aren't ones that will be wanting to sit here and do this. I find it's a very straight lined, very this is the industry. This is what it is. Very and that's what I like to say. I like to bring personality to the brands. What could be perceived as quite a dry industry, make it fun, right? Make it a bit standoutish, and that's kind of the people that I like working with. But couldn't see a benefit for them per se, right?
I get it. But that's the whole game, eh? It's whatever that front end offer. Because to give you context, I've just set myself a target of 7 people and then have a break. Call 7 people, have a break.
Yeah.
And maybe, 3-4 people answer the phone. I don't know how you run a business, but and then the person's not there.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're not there, I have this whole brand of I'm calling from NZ Business Zone. It's one of the top 5% of business podcasts in the world. Love you having the show. That's why I'm calling. Gets you past the gatekeeper if you don't use the whole pretending like you know them. Do you do that one?
No. I just straight up say, this is a cold call. I tell them. I say, do you have 5 minutes? I'll be straight up. This is a cold call. I've noticed that you don't really have an active social media. We work in your industry. Do you want to know more? Yes or no? Done.
Okay.
Very straightforward. And, I don't go, hey, can I speak to Michael? It'll be, oh, hi, I'd like to speak to Michael, please. Does he know you're calling? No.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'd love to be able to chat to him. Oh, what's it about? I said, I'd just love to explain to him what we can do to enable more sales and grow what he's doing without saying socials. Because as soon as you say social media, people turn off for whatever reason. It's just like they get spend, right? It's it's like, this is, they're going to put more money into it, whatever. What are you going to actually do for us? But that's what I do. I'm just straight up. It works.
Yeah. No, I can see it working with the decision maker. The gatekeeper might be a bit of a cunt.
Yeah, absolutely. They can be. It's their time to be powerful, eh? No. Like, fair enough.
Is it how many cold calls you've done now? Like
I've only done like 50.
Yeah, so you're going through that rejection phase.
It took me months to pick up that phone though.
Oh, good man.
It was sitting there for so long and just like, I'm making a list. I should call them. I'm making a list. This list is getting longer, which actually isn't a bad thing because it meant when I picked up the phone, I was just bang in their neck. But it took a long time to get the courage, and I speak all the time. I'm a notorious talker, but as soon as I think it was like selling what I do to people I've never talked to before, I was like, whoa, over the phone as well. It's like, and also being like young and like naive and everything, you get like that feeling of like imposter syndrome too. Like, why am I calling this CEO of this company? They don't care what I do, but those are the ones that end up caring what you do. It's quite cool. But I think also like doing heaps of networking and standing in front of people that I'd never met before was the way to do it too. That helped me be able to, structure what to say and what people actually listen to and what people didn't care about. People don't care about hearing your name every time when you're in the same networking group. They care about what value you're going to provide to the, but you're always going to say your name because visitors are there. And it's just the same thing. Just practice. And I eventually got to it and I was like, man, nailed it. And, did one, oh, sweet, yeah, send me your email. I was like, oh, okay, sweet, wow. It started already. So I started off with a good run. And then I got the rejection. And the phone went down. I went, oh, well, maybe this isn't for me. And then I just was like, nah, let's get back into it. And it's actually been I enjoy it, which is really, you don't hear many people say unless they've had really good success, but I just like connecting with people. Yeah. And as I said, I like providing value no matter what. So I'm like, I'll send you this to it. And one of the people, I sent them like a social media guide and checklist, sorry. Just what you should be doing. And then they can tick off if they're doing it. One lady called me back and she's like, oh, I've noticed that we're doing less than 50% of the stuff on the checklist that you sent. Would actually like a meeting. I was like, oh, well, my intention for sending those, is for them to realize that. But I'm not sitting there going, yeah, this is going to get into, it's like I want them to realize that. But if I get the sale, cool. If not, at least I've got some value and they can respect my company.
Yeah, I can see why that's valuable for relationships.
Yeah.
Just to give you context on, it's unfortunate with blinds. It might still work, but probably won't. So like I call, how many? Only 14. So I call 14 people today, and let's say nine of them answered, and then I got two appointments, and then sent emails, which might get to the 5 appointment, and then they're coming on here, and they're aware of what I do. They listen to all the podcasts before, usually not all of them, but some of them. Yeah. Google you, and then if they don't buy, then they're sharing it with their network regardless.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going places.
Well, no, I just mean that cold calling is hard if you don't have an incredible value add as the reason why you're calling.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering, like yours, I like it because you're doing the follow-up and you're sending them something.
Yeah.
The gatekeeper, I don't know if you... How do you feel about pointers or...
Just like when you're calling and it's like, I can't find a mobile number anywhere, so I'm eventually picking up that 0800 number. And you're calling and you're getting those people that are, front office, head or reception,
gotcha,
whatever. And you have to talk to them because you need to get to the next part.
Yeah.
And they are keeping that phone nice and safe, right? They're not letting that line go anywhere. I find those very hard.
Okay, good.
But I've managed to, as I was saying, I want to talk to Michael. It's not necessarily a sales call. I just want to point out something, right? I go in with the purpose of heavily studying what they're doing and pulling up their main competitor, whether it be a product they're selling or within quite literally the local area, and being like, sweet, I've noticed that you're not doing what these guys are doing. And that's kind of my foot in the door. When there's a bit of a gatekeeper, I go, oh, like I just want to reach out and talk about so-and-so and what they're doing and what you could be doing. And that seems to get them through. But like, it's definitely always a 50-50 chance for the gatekeeper. But that's more than I think some other chances. Just kind of having that like reason to call past just wanting to solve a meeting. It's like, what can I tell them on the phone as well that may want them to be a bit more interested? And as they say, that industry is a lot. It's a older generation, and a lot of them are family-run businesses. So you talk to the son, you talk to the dad, you talk to the granddad, and eventually get to where you want to go. But it's the same thing, right? They're all older generation that their way is the right way. And what they do has worked forever, right? And that's kind of the hardest part of the gatekeeper is they won't want to talk to you. It's like, you don't know that yet. You don't know that they don't want to talk to me.
Gotcha.
I may be charming.
Yeah, you could be. So when I hear you describe it, I can hear a level of frustration with the experience and a desire to help, but they don't understand me.
Exactly.
So can I give 1 point of feedback?
Go for it. I love feedback.
Can I ask... this will be valuable for other people. It's a 55 minutes, so we'll finish soon. You can run free.
Yeah, no, you're cool. Keep going.
I just love sales, and I love
absolute sales win, bro. Absolutely.
Okay, well, can I ask? Let's say you're calling me. You know some details. Say whatever name.
Yeah.
And this isn't me like gonna just jump on you. It's just like I'm curious to hear what you get the 0800 number.
Yeah.
What are you saying? And I can say back.
You're
to
the gatekeeper.
Yeah. I'll be like, can't chew on some gum or whatever.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, Bridget, did you hear? Just like, oh, hi there. Well, normally they'll answer with your name.
Yeah. So hey, it's Sally from 24-hour Blind Blinds.
Oh, hi, Sally. How are you? I'm just calling in, just wanting to reach out to either so-and-so, whatever, like Michael or Robin about this opportunity. Yeah, and then that's pretty much where I'll just like wait and listen to what they're going to say.
Cool.
Because I don't want to just jump in because they already got the power of the phone. You don't want to cut them off. And then it'll either be like, they'll come back and they'll be like, hey, they're out right now. So that's the best one. Because I love when they're out right now, because I'll go, can I please have a contact number for them? And a fair amount of time, they tell me the number. Yes, I'm like, sweet, okay, cool. I've just got the private number of this marketing executive in the business. Perfect. But I mean, a fair amount of times they say there is like a family business-esque to it. So I found more progress in a success in the window furnishings industry, to get to the past the gatekeeper than other ones where it's kind of like, nah, we're not interested. But I think it's because the people on the phone are typically a bit younger, and the people in the office or the head office that's running the show are typically a bit older. Yeah. So I can kind of gather it, and I'll be, am I going to mention socials? I'll see how they come on the phone, and if I mention it, sometimes you get through. And that works, especially if they're like young females. I just would love to, talk to them about how I can improve everything in relation to socials. Oh, yeah, of course. But then, some of them are just, nah. I've had one hang up. Where I'm barely from Hartley. Dang. Oh, I didn't. That was the one where I put the phone down. I'm like, nah. That's a no.
Yeah,
and that was like a very early on call. I was like, oh, that's broken my heart.
Fair enough. Eventually, hopefully not, because there could just be something happen. If they're grumpy, they fuck off. Then leave them alone.
It was hard because I think I pronounced her name wrong.
Yeah, I've done it. So I Google it.
Yeah, I did. How to pronounce?
Yeah,
but she said it completely different, bro. I was like, oh no, that's not right. I've buggered that one up.
It is, yeah. So okay, this is where I'm coming from on this. Is so one. The gatekeeper is consistently getting calls like yours where they're trying to sell them some sort of ads in Google AdWords. Yeah. And like you said, it goes from them to this older person that doesn't probably get social media. Yeah. And then, they're going to look bad to put you through. And why you got this person again? Yeah. Like we got one here. Like,
of course.
Greg's 66. He's like, why am I talking to you? So the two biggest things, one, just on the gatekeeper, nothing else, is tonality. And the tonality you want is, we're best friends. I'm best friends with the person I'm getting to, but I've got bad news.
Oh, okay.
So it's like,
I've got to talk. Yeah, got to pass a message on.
Yeah, basically. So, but then the other thing is you're on a first name basis for both these people.
Yeah.
So we can act it out.
Yeah. Bit of role play.
Yeah, bit of role play. So I'm calling for Brad, which is you.
Yeah. That's me.
And you can be whoever the fuck I call. So awesome. I go bring bring.
Yeah. Hello, it's Anastasia.
Hey Anastasia, it's Ryan. I was just wondering if Brad was there.
Can I ask who's calling?
Yeah, Ryan Melton.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll pass him through.
Yeah, so there's what works on, and that doesn't always happen like that.
It's good though. Yeah.
But you've got Social Fear. She's like, shit, I should know Ryan Melton.
Yeah.
He said Ryan. Brad's a common name. They'll be like, I know a Brad. I thought you were a different Brad. Like,
Oh well.
Surprise.
Yeah. I mean, that, as I say, that works very well with different people on the gatekeeping phone. Absolutely. And I've tried that, and that's why I like go into
tonality though.
Yeah. I mean,
record it and send it to me, and I'll tell you. I'll guarantee. I'll put money on it being rapport seeking and inflection on the end of it.
Absolutely. Okay. Cool. I like that. But like that's why I like to go into the New Zealand Business Register, find out the director of this, and then see if they're still involved. Because I mean, a lot of directors of some companies who you're trying to reach there, they're not there anymore. They're off site.
Bro. I've done that so many
and it's just like, hi, can I speak to Diane? Oh, Diane's actually retired. Sweet. You're like, oh, cool.
I'll call back.
My bad.
So who runs it now? I'll call you in 2 months.
Yeah.
Fucking deal with that.
One lady was in Bali, and I sent an email. She goes, oh, thank you for the lovely follow-up email. I said, how was Bali? She really appreciated that. She's like, we're not interested. I was like, okay, I'll send you some stuff anyway.
Yeah.
But that's all part of it.
But honestly, respect. A lot of people go their whole life not doing that. It's the most. No matter what happens to your business, you'll have that skill set. Mm-hmm. But genuinely, if you get that tonality on point, first name basis, if you can get a first name, all I type is owner of business, that business name, and it'll come up. It'll look at like open corporates or whatever.
Open corporates, that's the one, bro. That's
all day of the week.
That's so good, I love that.
Or the about page. But like you do your blind thing on Google. You could also use Phantom Buster. I don't know if you know that one. No. Phantom Buster, it could get you banned on Google if you use it too many times. I don't know if your clients are on LinkedIn, eh?
Yeah, some are. I mean, outside of the blind furnishing industry.
Yeah, outside of the blind people.
Yeah, apart from the ones that need assistance crossing the streets. But we have, like a majority of them are on LinkedIn. But does it like give you info on the website? Or?
So what it would do, this is the free version. You can get Sales Navigator, but just get a free trial. Don't pay for it. And then when they ask you for money, say I don't have any, and I'll give you another month.
Oh, lovely.
I just know that first business life.
Yeah.
But essentially the search, you can pick the industry. That would be the only thing. I don't know if it will be blinds.
It'll probably fall under window furnishings, to be fair, or window treatment.
Does it exist? Is
that is the legitimate? It's window treatments or window furnishings. That's the industry name.
Okay.
Instead of blinds.
So what there would be two things you'd do. You'd get the link from a search on LinkedIn with the industry and pick an area. It could be New Zealand or Auckland.
Yeah.
And then you take that link and give it to Phantom Buster that's free for a period of time. Mm-hmm. It scrapes all the companies' names, and then you put it into a next stage, which will scrape more important information like numbers or people. Yeah. And then when you click on the link, sometimes you guys probably wouldn't make content, but it's just a good conversation piece, and it's a fast way to get leads.
Okay, cool. I like that. There's heaps of like Google Chrome extensions like that as well.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember the name of it. I'll have to like message it to you. Where you go onto the website and it pulls up the LinkedIn's connected to the domain. Oh, so not necessarily just the admin at whatever or info at. It's whoever has that domain. It will give you their LinkedIn. And it will go in priority email, so whatever one's emailed the most. So you know that possibly like the third or fourth one will be the person you want to talk to. Because the other ones are like your info, your admin, your customers, and then you eventually get down to like the one that will probably have the most emails in and out, which could be the salesperson, and then you can possibly find your way from there.
Okay.
I'll have to send it to you.
I like
it just
getting
sits
leads.
Over. It just hovers over your screen. You just click on it like as an extension. It just sits in the corner, and you can just see it, and you tap on it when you want to use it, and then it pulls up all of the like we did it the other day for a company. We're like, holy shit, that's mean. Like we've got their LinkedIn, we know who they are, and their website, their email, and their contact details weren't on their website, but it was because of the domain name.
Random.
Yeah.
Well, and we're wrapping this up.
Yeah,
don't worry.
go for it.
My current strategy is essentially just put marketing agencies in Auckland and go down Google.
Yeah.
And it's not a good strategy. It's just like I'm talking too much shit and need to take more action, so I'm just calling.
Yeah.
And then I'm just trying to find who the owner is, either through LinkedIn or through the About page. Mm-hmm. And I only need to know their first name, and maybe they've been in the news or maybe they've posted an article.
Yeah.
And then I'm just calling out to the gatekeeper, doing exactly what I said to you. Mm-hmm. And then once I'm past the gatekeeper, I'm saying, hey, person, my name's Ryan Melton. Hey, I don't say hey, Bob, it's Ryan Melton. How you going? And they're still thinking, shit, I should know this guy.
Yeah.
And then I say the reason for my call, because as like you did just there, they know why you're calling. Yeah. The reason for the call is I just saw your article online. It's really interesting take. I host one of the top 5% of business podcasts in the world. Man. I'd love to have you on. I've called for other people's podcasts that no one actually listens to, but I just make the name credible. Yeah. So I was calling construction owners and saying, hey, I'm calling from NZ Business Leaders. I just thought you had an interesting take on construction. Love you having on. Yeah. CEO of 80-person company, interviews with them. Yeah. So it works in different industries. Yeah. Blinds, I've never done it. Yeah. But it just increases the likelihood of them saying yes. It's not necessarily going to work for you, but if you have something front end that differentiates yourself. Yeah. I like that. And that tonality at the start, I think it'll be all tonality because you care, you're adding value. Yeah.
It's just how I say it.
Yeah. You'll sound desperate even if you're like the king of sales from day one. It'll be hard not to sound like, hi.
I'm Bradley. I'm looking for Ryan. You lied to yourself, but it's the truth in a way. Yeah. It's just how I'm saying it.
Yeah.
Name.
So
cool.
Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely.
Who should reach out if there's any non-blind people?
People that can see? Anyone that, I'm really enjoying the B2C at the moment. Oh, yeah. So if you're just supplying something for anyone and you want it to find a way to market it, whether it's socials, whether it's not, I like to be the point of contact and I can guide you everywhere. I've got a network of, I don't know how many people, and a regular network of 40 plus people. So I can help you find what you need. So yeah.
Boom. So I'll put your link in there to your website and you've done your podcast.
Lovely. Take 2, we did it.